What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Past the Pop Culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host here, Mr. Fen.
Howdy.
And today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Mortal Kombat 1, right? We're going to talk a little bit about that Aquaman 2 teaser trailer that dropped pretty recently. And then just some other little stories, like how we have like these caffeinated RGB noodles. They're like ramen noodles. And you know what? People are going crazy about it. I think I'm not going to try it. No. But anyways, the first thing I want to get into is the Aquaman 2 teaser trailer.
Yep.
Man, that's a mouthful.
Aquaman 2 teaser trailer. That's a lot of.
Yeah. That's how it felt like. So the like literally watching it right before we hit record.
Yep.
We were like, okay, does the suit look stupid? That's the real question. Does the suit look stupid? And now we're kind of like, well, I was saying it's Jason Momoa. It's going to look good either way, even if it looks a little wonky. Mm-hmm. You're saying, well, it's the CGI of it that looks stupid. A little off. I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. It's kind of more reminiscent of that classic Aquaman suit, which I think was an interesting choice. But of course, is this stuff really going to matter? Because it's all getting retconned or new universe, or it's happening in this other timeline, or I don't even know because Flashpoint happened. So what's going on? You know, so I don't know. It's probably going to go into the dumpster like how they did with Blue Beetle.
Oh.
That's probably what's gonna happen because nobody's watching these movies apparently. So,
did you like Aquaman 1?
It was okay. I wasn't like, oh yeah, this is like the greatest thing ever. I thought I enjoyed it, but not like, just
so
really.
You're not super excited for number 2.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not super excited for number 2. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Again, it's another wait and see thing, but we're going to get the full trailer Thursday. So by the time this comes out, we're only going to have to wait like a day or whatever.
Yep. And
then we'll talk about it next time, what we thought. But I thought the suit, I don't think it's a bad choice. I don't think it's the greatest choice because the CGI does look a little weird on certain aspects, right? I think we're more of like, we like the practical suit. We don't like the CGI suit that much. If that makes sense. Like,
suit.
Yeah.
That's practical right there.
All right, let's just get into something nasty, though. The caffeinated RGB noodles, though, because that's the next thing I want to talk about. So why does that exist? They're caffeinated gamer noodles. Like,
it's for $2, eh? Come on. No? Anybody?
I like how like the article right here on PC Gamer is like gamer friendly product. That made me cringe so hard. Like launching a new gamer. A news release reads. This is them quoting that. Yep. Gamer friendly product. So not to put it on PC Gamer, but
I think the original noodles.
Oh, that literally made me not wanna. Not ever want to see this again, but it's caffeinated. Why? Because anything gaming related is caffeinated.
Which I don't fully understand, but sure.
Like, what's the are we gonna use like energy drinks for like the water that goes in or something? Like we're gonna boil the energy drink, put it in there, and just no, I'm just kidding.
Please don't.
Are they coated? Are they coated in caffeine? Like, what's the point? I don't get it. Like,
how did they even make it is what I want to know.
Yeah, I'm like, we're going to, like, in 10 years, or not even 10 years, in, like, 6 months, there's going to be, like, a class action lawsuit about all the, like, stomachs that have, like, holes burnt through them because of, like, all the junk that all the gamer juice, put into that.
Yeah.
The only thing would be worse is, like, what was it? They had the Belle Delphine the bath water, you know, that
Oh
like
yeah.
you get that and you use that to boil the noodles in. You know,
That's the true gamer juice.
it's like you get your pick of like OnlyFans girl, and then you get
Oh,
the water that, or like I don't know, they swished it in their mouth and then they just spit it out, and then that's what you
ew.
use for the water. Yeah, to pour over your noodles. Yeah, that'd be the only way that it'd
Sounds
get
so
like worse.
gross.
That was, you know, honestly, I'm probably spitting $1 million idea here, and
You're welcome.
we don't even know it.
Hey,
Yes, you're
OnlyFans
welcome,
while
world.
listening.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
10% cut. That's all we're asking. It's fine. But
That's disgusting.
I don't know.
Hey, it's $2 though. You know, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and
Ugh.
you're trying to beat something, the game. You know,
Man, I don't know. This is like promoting some unhealthy behaviors, because it's cup of noodles isn't that great for you. But hey, they're playing into it. They know they're garbage in terms of like for your body. They taste great. I love eating them. I could eat them every day.
True.
But they're not good for you. That's just the truth. They're not. It's not great for you. Now, like, I don't know, but if you guys want to get them, I guess they're going in Japan right now. So they're gonna be released in Japan, and then
I
guess
don't know
September
if it's coming
18th. Is that
here.
what it's saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
September
If it's,
18th is in Japan.
yeah.
So I mean, you could probably buy them on like a Japanese website and then get it delivered. Maybe, I don't know how that works, but
Go to those shady third parties and have them send them to your house. You can probably do that, but
we'll check
it's,
out. Rick's. We'll try it on stream, Ricky.
oh my gosh, I don't know.
Which one do you want? Do you want the garlic with black pepper yakisoba or curry?
I don't know. I feel like we have to have one of each.
I'm gonna probably throw it up.
Like, oh, okay, we'll get one of each, and then I try from yours and you try from mine.
Okay. But like, what's RGB about it? Is it gonna be all colorful, or is it gonna make your teeth like glow in the dark?
The noodles I don't know what kind of like toxic sludge waste. You know how they released that like treated water from like Fukushima or whatever it was? Yeah. That's probably what's in there. They probably like soaked it to get that nice neon green color.
Ew.
And that treated water, when they were making the noodles, they probably, you know, just were putting that in the dough or something. I don't know how it works, but yeah, that's probably what happened. That's the reason why they released all that water, because the company was like, well, how do we get rid of all this water, radioactive sludge that we just used to make the noodles? And they're like, oh, we'll just treat it and say it's from Fukushima or whatever it was. So that's probably what really happened. That's my conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah, that's all Ricky. That's not me saying that.
Yep.
Gross.
But I don't know. I guess we'll go with the sad news, right? We'll just keep going with that sad news.
Yep.
So the voice actor for Mario, we already know that he's going to be the ambassador, right? Mm-hmm. So he's pretty much like, I have no idea what I'm actually doing now. He's like, you guys are all going to learn this at the same time that I am, because, you know, Charlie Boy over here is like, well, they just told me I'm being an ambassador. I have no idea. And he came out and was like, yeah, it's going to be really fun and this and that. And then they got to speak to him, and he's like, oh, so what are you going to be doing exactly? And he's like, I have no idea. But he's like, I just know I'm gonna meet people and stuff, and that's all. He's like, he's just gonna be representing Nintendo. Too, so. Yeah, and so it seems like it's gonna be fine. But yeah, he's not gonna be doing the voice acting. So is he gonna be in Mario? Wonder?
So no, that's it. Like, so Mario Wonder is new voice actors.
Who's the new voice actor?
I have no idea. I just saw the video today, but the head honcho is like, oh yeah, you know, we love him, and then starting with Wonder, it's new voice actors. So.
They're probably gonna keep the guy in Wonder. The actor is probably just like tied up in a basement down in Nintendo. They're like, all right, we're not letting this guy out. Oh no! If it's an AI, you know how pissed people would be.
We're gonna find out. That's all I'm saying.
You know, people would burn Nintendo down.
Do you think they would do that?
I mean, I don't think they'd literally like burn the building down, but I do think
the
people
AI
would
part.
get
Sorry.
the AI part. Okay,
yeah, sorry. Let me clarify.
Yeah, like Nintendo's kind of a trash like company in terms of like the practice and kind of scummy stuff they tend to do.
Yep.
I do think, however, like there's enough of them there, especially the older guys at Nintendo who have been there since like the beginning of like video games that are like, no, we're not doing this. I have to believe that like someone over there was like, no, we're not gonna replace Mario's voice with an AI. I have to believe that.
Could
I
be
have to
Charles'
believe
voice,
that
but the AI version, they don't really need him anymore.
I don't know. That would be actually very disappointing. That would be hard to just like boycott Nintendo or to get mad and like not buy the game, or because most people wouldn't care, so the game would still do pretty successful.
Yeah.
So it's like that would be pretty hard, and it is Nintendo. I wouldn't put it past them, but I'd like to think that they have a little bit more respect for the stuff that they create than to just start using AI to make like generic voice lines and to just kick out the actor and have him be like, oh, we're just going to use your AI voice now, so we'll just put you as the ambassador. That would be pretty like disrespectful to Mario's legacy. I highly doubt that they were just going to do that. I highly doubt that they would do that, but I don't know. That would be pretty interesting to know.
I just planted that seed in everybody's brain.
Yeah. That scares me now.
When does Wonder come out? Because we're actually going to find out, right?
I don't know. I don't remember when they said it. That was a while ago. I was interested in playing it. It did look nice. Now you made me really think about that. Because
food for thought. Oh yeah, it comes out this year.
Yeah, that food for thought's the RGB Noodles. So, anyways, we got another thing about how the Only Up dev. So I never played it, but I know people on like it was a popular like streaming game.
Yeah.
Or like on TikTok, I'd see it all the time where they're like playing it and they're just like, oh, we're gonna climb this high up. Because it's a pretty low effort game. It seems like you just jump around and then you kind of do stuff, but it's kind of like a casual game. But it got really big, right? Probably maybe I don't know if it's necessarily the Flappy Bird of our time,
no.
But the dev was getting some pretty much like the dev's like, all right, this game's kind of torturing me. This is my first game releasing, and I never intended for all this to happen. And he's like, I just wanted to put it past me. This is too much.
Yeah.
I want to work on my new game, and it's like, he's like, I never intended it to be like this, so he's taking it off of Steam. He already delisted it before, but then he put it back on.
So do you respect his decision?
I respect it. Because then, how do I word it? A bunch of like low effort guys are just going to lose their content. So that's kind of fun. But sorry, did I say that? No.
Yikes. Coming in hot today or what? Woo. But you're not wrong. So, I mean,
I think it depends, right? Like being a low effort thing is not bad. But just don't pretend you're anything more than that, right? Like, that's fine.
Okay, all right.
But, I think it's fine that he took it off. He's like, hey, this is affecting me. Like, this is torturing me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of done with this. I want to put it behind me. Because here's the thing, like, sometimes people expect too little and too much. So when it comes to like this is just one guy.
Yeah, literally just one guy.
It's just one guy. He's like, I made this. This is just to teach myself some game dev, and he released it. And then people were like, oh, well, because he stole assets apparently, and oh, he's using our animations and this and that and blah blah blah. I'm like,
leave him alone.
I'm like, it's just a dude. He just posted it for fun. I don't think he like I've done that before. Like if one of my little like 15-minute games that like, oh, you just run around and blow stuff up. That's like a Metroid clone. And then it just blew up, and people were like, "Oh, why is the animation like this? Oh, the physics is not that good." Like, I would get tortured by it too.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, the game's not long enough." I'm like, "The game's free. You can go." You know, it's like it's. I literally said this is just a side project I did in a month, and
Practice.
you know, it's like, Yeah, it's like this is a practice thing. Like,
Hmm.
relax, or like, oh, you made a game. This game's too much like Galaga. This is just a generic space shooter. What is it? It's like, so yeah, like, I think they're putting like, I think people were like really. I mean, this is a game that blew up, so it makes sense why everyone likes taking a dump on things that blow up. But I mean,
Exactly.
to him that so early on in his career that he made something popular, but now whatever he does next now is going to be under like higher scrutiny.
Yep.
And then people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's not like only up, and so it's bad." And then people are gonna be like, "Oh, zero
Right.
out of like a billion." It's I don't know that I don't know. I haven't played the game. I
Me
don't know what
neither.
I'm not necessarily gonna follow whatever he does next, but I do applaud him for creating something that most early game devs will never be able to do. So good for him. He made a wildly successful game. The other thing is like, yeah, like sometimes I think with like, because we've had a few games that come out and just to be like absolute dumpster fires,
Mm.
and then everyone's like, oh, actually this game's pretty good, and that's what I'm saying. Like they expect too little, and then it's like, oh,
Starfield.
like yeah, or like even Call of Duty, it's like what? Like they added the sound effect for when you level up. You know what I mean? I'm like, how long has that been in there? And how long has that been in Call of Duty? And then like now, like who was I watching? I was watching a video where
Uh,
some guy he was just showing some like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 gameplay,
right.
right? And then he was like a nostalgia thing, right?
Hmm.
He's like, oh, you guys remember like this stuff for like Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, whatever, and blah blah
Hmm.
blah. And then someone commented like, dude, Battlefield back then was like ahead of its time. No, they weren't. We just went backwards. That's it. We just went backwards. It wasn't ahead of its time. It was perfectly aligned in its time. We just went backwards. Game companies got lazy.
Yep.
That's what happened. It's like ahead of its time would have been like, oh, you made a 3D game when everything's all 2D, or
Yeah.
you came up with a whole new like Dark Souls. You can say, oh, ahead of its time, create a whole new genre, blah blah blah, this
True.
and that, right? You can say like stuff like that. But Battlefield, who's been coming out with games since like
Call of Duty
as
started.
long as I've been alive, basically,
Yeah.
like, and then they made Battlefield 3 or 4. That was totally in line with the trajectory of gaming.
Exactly.
And then somewhere in the last few years, they just got like, oh, we're gonna put out The Last of Us, right?
Hmm.
The Last of Us, which you could argue was ahead of its time in that actual era because it brought the whole cinematography
Yep.
aspect to video games, right? They put it up. They've been milking that game since like what, 2012, 2013,
Yep.
whenever it came out. Put it on PC and they couldn't even get it right. The technological leaps in the last 10 years have been amazing. And they couldn't get the game to run, right? I mean, I understand they probably did things from the ground up and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, you're porting a 10-year-old game, like that game would have been old enough to go to school. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's come on, guys. Like we expect too little in some ways, but then we expect too much in other ways. And I think it's just bringing everything out of whack. But yeah, that's my rant. But
Wow. Okay.
this yeah, but I just because I saw that Battlefield thing and it reminded me of that. I'm like, dude, no, like games have always been that way. It's just only until recently where like Battlefield was really good. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily ahead of its time. It had some crazy physics and stuff like that, but that was par for the course for those kind of games. Like when people would be like, "Oh, what? This game has like 60 player like multiplayer, right? 30v30." It's like, dude, that's been around forever. But it's like we get surprised like when there's a sound effect for when you level up or that the game actually loads without crashing or that actually the textures load without it being super fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like yeah, like we've just gone backwards with games and I think that's just I think like all of our preferences are wonky when it comes to games. But hey man, this guy did a good job.
Kudos to
I
him.
kudos to him, man. But yeah, what was the next one? It was Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah.
So, with Mortal Kombat, I don't
Which comes
know.
out this Thursday.
Mortal Kombat, they're changing things up. They're doing a little more interesting, right? They got Megan Fox, so she voices a fighter. Well, she has her likeness and voice lines, and for one of the fighters.
Yep.
So, she's a demonic monster, kind of like
Yeah, vampire.
I wouldn't call it a succubus or anything like that, but kind of like demon monster thingy. That's the best way to put it. But
Sure.
this one is kind of interesting because it seems like people are actually like, oh, Megan. Well, anything Megan Fox is involved in, everyone's like, any like guy in like a million-mile radius turns around. It's like, Megan Fox, what?
Game of
So
the
yeah,
year.
like this was pretty much any gamer, right? Any gamer-friendly content out there, because that I'm so cursed from that. The gamer-friendly product that still hurts my brain so much. I just can't get over that. So yeah,
Noodles.
yeah, I can't get over that. That's stuck in my head. That's just yeah. So, anyways, Mortal Kombat 1, we're getting a lot of new fighters, or not new fighters, but like new takes on them. We're getting this one. I think they supposedly this kind of comes from like one of the older games. I guess it's kind of like they're just bringing it back from like those like 3D games and like Mortal Kombat games they did earlier on. That's what they're saying. I don't know. But yeah, so she lended her voice, lended her likeness. Looks like you can spam pretty good with this character, and
She looks sick. That's all I'm saying.
you're
But
gonna
see,
kick
look,
some butt.
I'm gonna give her credit because she's an actual Mortal Kombat fan, like religiously. So, and people are saying, well, it kind of makes sense because she was a vampire or whatever, and that.
Yeah,
And what is that?
she's
one
kind of
called?
played these roles before,
Yeah,
right? So it's not a
and
big
that's
deal.
what they made the joke in the trailer too, right? And she's like, oh, I don't know why it resonates with me. So it's like, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
As at least she's a fan of Mortal Kombat, right? It's not just some, female actor who doesn't know anything, right?
Yeah, because I don't like it in general where like they get kind of like any actor and they're like, oh, I played this when I was a kid. What's this guy's name? That's oh shoot, what's his name
Is it
again?
Street Fighter? Is that real?
Yeah.
No, that's Sub-Zero.
What's that one where they're wearing the bikinis?
Yeah.
Oh, Dead or Alive?
Oh.
Yeah, I played that one. No, that's not this one. Oh, I was like, oh shoot, what game is this one? It's like I
He's a
saw
fan,
this one.
so I'll take it.
I saw this one back in the arcades in 1990. It was like, what was that? Streets of Rage. Like, well, I guess. Yeah, my point being was like, yeah, like I don't like it when they're like, oh yeah, I grew up playing this game. I love this game. Blah blah blah, and then they just get like, they're just like, oh, what's my character's name again? And so I don't know. It's all either at the end of the day, she's making a lot of money. And she's making a lot of gamers happy, so that's I guess a win-win for everybody. Yep, it's making what's his name happy? The guy who does Mortal Kombat.
Ed Boon?
Yeah, making him a lot of money too. So
Hey,
everyone's
you leave
happy
him out
here.
of this. He's a nice guy.
Yep. But the other thing though. So I didn't know this about Johnny Cage, right? So I didn't know this. So it was actually based on a real guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was based off of Jean-Claude, and I did not know that.
Yep. So they pretty much asked him 30 years ago. So the first game of Mortal Kombat was supposed to be about Bloodsport, which was way back then. So it wasn't even supposed to be Mortal Kombat. It was supposed to be for him. And like I guess and Ed Boon called him up, and like his agents, like they never replied. So they're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't take it personally. He said it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it was like we're just a bunch of like 20-somethings that were like, hey, you want to be in our game? And then so it's like, of course he's not gonna answer. But yeah, now he's in it, and he's gonna be Johnny. Well, he's an alternate skin for Johnny Cage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I have.
but they got his voice lines and everything in it. So
Yep.
it's kind of funny how like everyone's saying it's a full circle moment. Right now, this is the I like how they got him for the whole new reboot. So they're kind of
Yeah.
like just retconning everything, putting everything up. Like, all right, yeah,
Now we got him. Let's do it now.
yeah, we're a $1 billion company now. Now we can get him. You know, it's
That's
like,
all it took.
You
30
got
years.
time for us now, buddy? That's, yeah. That's pretty much what happened here, but
Poor guy.
yeah, it's just kind of funny. But I thought that's kind of cool. Like, oh, I never knew that. But yeah, it was just gonna be basically like, like him and his friends that were just gonna be fighting him.
Yep. Imagine that.
But yeah, I mean, because you're gonna have Omni-Man, right? So you're gonna have J.K. Simmons. You're gonna have Megan Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox.
And then,
Homelander's voice actor. or whatever
yeah,
his name
so
is.
yeah, you're just gonna have some crazy talent, right? John Cena with Peacemaker, right?
Oh shoot, that's right. I totally forgot he's gonna be in this game. oh man, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna use his voice. I'm assuming. I don't know why. I mean, they're gonna use his likeness, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna use his voice.
I think they already confirmed that they're using the actual actor. So
yeah. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, left on some good news at least. So right, Mortal Kombat's gonna be fun. We're probably gonna be playing that on stream, so you should check us out, twitch.tv/PassThePopCulture, which we're actually gonna be going live in a little bit after recording this. So we've been going live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 2:00 Pacific Standard Time. So come in, hang out with us, chill with us. We'll talk about games. It's always a good time over there. We're going to be playing a little bit of Grounded. We've been playing a little bit of... well, actually, we're probably going to be switching over to doing a lot more fighting games, right? Because more Kombat, Street Fighter, we've been really into Street Fighter. We're probably going to go on to like doing Mortal Kombat. So we're probably going to be streaming that. So... of course, if you want to know when we're doing that, check out our social medias at PassPopCulture, pretty much on everything. If you enjoyed today's episode, we very much appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're on your preferred podcast listening platform, hit the thumbs up, 5-star, heart it, however it works on there. Leave a good review. We very much appreciate any and all support. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. We're going to start hitting the stream button, the go live button, and you guys can hang out with us over there.
bye.